Good afternoon, welcome back to Dumfries for the final of the CCT event sponsored by Lely. Covering the men's final, Tom Brewster against Bruce Mowat. You see the colours on the scoreboard there. And joining me for commentary this afternoon is Kenny Murray. Afternoon again, Kenny.
Good afternoon, David, and welcome everyone back to Dumfries Ice Bowl for the men's final of the CCT Tour event in Scotland. So hoping for a good final here this afternoon between Tom Brewster and Bruce Mowat. And as you can see, where first lead stones in the first end have been played. Tom has set up a centre line guard, and Bruce's lead, Angus Dill, has come round about it. So second stone here from Hamilton Macmillan, coming on to the face of the blue stone.
Yeah, good stone there to start the end with. Starters mean to go on.
Anticipating a very good close game here, David. Both teams are some of the form teams in Scotland at the moment, and have had good victories earlier on today in the semi-finals. Bruce Mowat beating Grant Hardy's team, and Tom Brewster getting the better of Cameron Bryce. Stone looks maybe just.
Yep, and all four teams finishing top of their section and coming through as group winners.
I suppose that says something, that the four group winners getting through last night's quarter-finals.
Yep, it did. Yep. No, it looked that way for a long time. Probably Tom Brewster's game against Kyle Smith was probably the closest one. Brewster coming through that and having a relatively comfortable game this morning, but was certainly helped towards the latter end. Cameron Bryce had a pick up on an important stone. I think it's fair to say Tom was always in control of that game, and Bruce Mowat had a very good win over Grant Hardy, as you say.
So, good shot there from Ross Patterson, double takeout.
Attempt to clear the guard and run it back into the house. Doesn't take any of the stones in the house, so that guard will just be replaced. Tom Brewster's third player, Glenn Muirhead, putting on a certain line guard. So again, I think we're looking for the run back into the red stone that's just been played into the two shots that's lying in the house. Always the risk that this does a kind of double nose, leaves the guard and just noses in the rings. The downside of taking obviously an opposition stone in there.
That is Reddy's reason into red.
Yep. Does that okay. Blocks up one path to the 4 foot though. Tom will just be wanting Glenn to put the guard back on the centre line again.
So, just
maybe drifted fractionally, but certainly prefer to cover the right hand side red.
oh, the double's only on the right hand side, David.
Yep.
Trying to run back into the reds again. So Duncan Menzies' second stone at the first end.
That looks closer. There we go.
Very good. Yes, very good shot there from Duncan Menzies. Takes the shot, the stone that he brought into the house, out the house, and also the two counters. So good clearance. So Tom now asking Glenn Muirhead to come round the guard.
We'll give them both a stone extra to play, shall we?
Yes.
I think he'd like them to stop sweeping that one. Comes up quite a long way short there. I don't know if that's a mistake or...
Tom seemed to move over quite quickly anyway, as if...
Bruce looking for a wee split here perhaps, so... Just come right round. Wee tap up.
Oh, that actually coming through the gap, maybe, perhaps even, David.
Yeah, possibly.
So Duncan Menzies, after his well played first stone, now trying to draw through the gap, I expect. It's
quite a nice line, but it's almost past both and right out the other side. Good bit of swing on that ice there. It's a really tight gap to get through because of the outside blue.
Straight away Tom indicating to take out on the blue, maybe just hack weight the ice that's been given to him. So, a mistake there by Tom Brewster. He's stone over curling and actually knocked another blue stone into the house. So Bruce Mount now line 2, and he does have the advantage of the hammer also.
Yeah, quite a turnaround in this end.
Yes, Duncan Menzies played two good stones there at the first end. Just a couple of wee blips by the Brewster rink, but as I said, it's early stages yet in the game. But
chance you put you want the two screws this end to
This end.
yep.
We divide the number by 15.
Bruce Mount playing his first stone here at the first end. I think it's maybe just bite the 12 foot, guarding his own stone in the house. We've got last stone.
We're looking for a wee bit more separation.
I think he was possibly wanting to get it right on the nose to make it as awkward as possible for Tom.
Yeah, Tom's going to have to be quite careful here. He certainly doesn't want to start losing a 3.
I think even a nose hit and lie in there for second shot would be, at the moment, wouldn't be a bad shot by Tom. But he was looking to see whether he could get to the inside of that blue to hit it straight back and get the double and lie shot behind the guard.
I suspect he probably can, to be fair. I think that's what they've called. Cannot hit the guard. Actually over curled that. I think there's a shot there for a 3.
Yes. Just as you said, David, it just slightly over curled, and it was a good stone there by Tom Brewster. But it gives Bruce Mount an opportunity to come through that gap. That
see it over curled, but look how close it was to that guard.
I think. Well, I think Millen was blowing that one back over the line because it was very, very close.
Yeah, great sweeping by the front end, because if that hits the guard, then 4 in the first is going to take a fair bit of coming back from.
So, Bruce Mount's shot here at the first end, just to come through the gap and nudge the red through the back of the house and possibly pick up a 3 shots. Sweepers are called on, so it must be fairly good. This might be over curling as well.
It's just caught the back one, so it's just the 2.
So, slight mistake there from Bruce Mount, but he picks up a 2 at the first end and leads Tom Brewster by 2 shots to 0 after one end.
Okay, so end number 2.
Bruce Mount just came in there. Angus Dowell's stone just coming behind the tee line. Tom Brewster asking his lead, Hammy McMillan, for a corner guard.
I see we've got a score in the ladies' game as well there, Kenny.
Yes, Lauren Gray has taken a win at the first end. I think I'm correct in saying she did have the hammer.
Yes, you are correct in saying that, yes.
So Hammy McMillan comes into the front of the 6 foot this time with second stone.
Wrong colours there, Kenny. I think Hammy's just playing now. It's easy done, it's been a long weekend.
Apologies, David. Good 2 stones by Angus Dowell, and sorry, we'll give him the
give
him a bit of praise.
The credit, yep.
Now it's Hammy McMillan playing his second stone. And he knocks the one out the other and removes 1 blue stone from play. And Bruce Mowat instantly asked his second, Gregor Cannon, to play a hit on the red stone. Slightly over curl there, but
yeah, could give them a bit of a problem later in the end line in the back 12, kind of used as a bit of backing behind the corner guard.
Especially when Tom's already going round the corner guard, trying to get his 2 back.
I think that's just overswung. I think that signal was soft handle.
Plus this will be the first time there's been only 3 games actually on this afternoon, so whether there's maybe a wee change in the ice conditions.
I think we're ice tech for the weekend. Scott Henderson's also had that wee bit longer to work on the ice, so the longer the competition's gone on, the more he's got it the way he would like it.
He's got stamped his own his ideas on into the ice.
He's done a great job. I mean, I think he's been here since Wednesday, so he hasn't had a huge amount of time to do a lot of cutting back and reflooding. I think he did his first flood on Wednesday night.
After the Wednesday night league came off at 10:30.
So small tweaks over the weekend. I think that's been his tactics.
I'm actually looking forward to curling tomorrow night, David. I've got a game at 4:30 tomorrow, just to see
Scott leaves this afternoon though.
But just to see what it's like.
Yeah, hopefully the ice techs here have been working with him, so hopefully it's been a good experience for them. Learned a few things. Oh, controversial. On that one fairly early.
I think the teams are maybe just getting slightly caught out here at the early ends. David, a wee bit of maybe more curling this afternoon?
Yeah, I just wonder if that was a handle comment or whether they thought the previous stone had picked, and they're just discussing the ice, I think.
Bruce asking Dingrid Menzies to remove the red from play. And lie 4 shots. Sweepers are working hard.
That's close to the guard as well. Yeah, a few mistakes in the first couple of ends here.
So that hands the advantage back to Tom Brewster here. If he can remove that blue, lie 2 shots. Don't think Tom's actually just going for just a tap back here. Leave the blue stone in play, possibly behind, so that there's always something for his stones to be hit onto.
Yeah, I think so. Obviously trying to build an end with last stone.
Quite confident that stone will not come into play come the end of the end. Didn't even bother. Just gently swept it to the back of the 12 foot. Team out's third player now. Duncan Menzies playing his second stone.
So hits and sticks. We're looking to roll to the wing with this one, perhaps.
Just maybe looking to feather the red one to. Obviously, he's trying to get as much gap between the 2 stones as possible, David, so that it makes it harder for Bruce to get a double takeout.
And Glenn Muirhead coming down to have a look at that.
He's trying just to get the inside of the blue stone and roll behind his own red. But not a lot of room for error here. But trying just to make it as hard as possible for, as I said, for Bruce Mowat to get a double takeout. That one just on the high side and it rolls out a play. Also took a back blue out, so Booster still lies 1 shot in the house. Bruce Mowat goes to play his first stone here at the second end.
obvious for me, but doesn't really, unless somebody can finish it.
So Bruce Mowat hits and rolls into the open there, but lies 3 shots.
Yeah. Bruce will be looking for a hit and roll for a chance to take his 2. It's another good end for Bruce Mowat.
Yes, he's started off very strongly. Just the way he finished his game as earlier on this morning.
Yep, pretty impressive carryover. No practice before this game, so it has just come straight from one session to the other. That looks like it's rolling, but he has cleared both blues out the back.
The problem with that, David, is Bruce can now put a stone right in behind the red guard, and
regardless of where it is, it's forcing the one, isn't it? As long as it's in the ring somewhere and no doubles on.
I think I want this right on the button.
I agree. Yep.
And maybe just slightly off the button behind the guard would be perfect. Force Tom to draw the button.
Yep. Gives a chance of a steal.
So Bruce Mowat's last stone at the second end. A draw behind cover.
Quite nice line. We'll just see Tom play a wee tap back on this one.
He was doing the things that So Tom Brewster's last stone here at the second end. Gentle tap back to pick up a 1. It looks good.
Good line, good weight.
Yeah, so Tom Brewster picks up 1 at the second end and trails Bruce Mowat by 2 shots to 1. for Stone at the third end. The centre line guard by Hammy McMillan. So Angus Dowell's first Stone at the third end, comes round the red guard, sits at the front of the 8 foot.
Pretty good effort.
And then they were like jumping like. She said that everyone had boxing shots would do it, so you'll fall room and do it. No space to do it as well.
This might indicate that the Stone might be slightly wide.
Yeah, it's pulling across.
That's just exactly where he wanted it, was it not?
I think so.
It'll be checked on the red so it can't go directly to the blue. So the Brewster rink under a bit of pressure here at the the third end, but it is early stages.
Everybody standing in the way of every camera. There we go. Would you rather be red or blue there, Kenny?
What's the position with the guard out front? I think I'd prefer to be blue actually, perhaps.
Yep, I would. I think I would. I think the higher blue's in quite a nice position there. It's a wee bit heavy. This looks to be struggling to draw a wee touch, but it's pretty good really, isn't it?
Yes, not a lot wrong with that. I think that was the call as well.
Yep.
Or was it just a call, maybe just to move the blue a wee slightly?
No, I think it was to come round it. Maybe wanting to be a fraction closer to the guard, but sorry, the ones in the rings, but no, it came past it with a wee bit of room. So
Tom asks his Second player Ross Patterson to follow that round.
We're definitely going to have some stones in play here, though. If Bruce can freeze that on the inside, he'll be sitting pretty nice now.
Same stone as he's just played.
Doesn't want to come too far to the inside though. Just wants to be the inside of nose so the red doesn't come back onto the blue. If he goes too far across, it kind of lines the blue up with the rest of the blues. This is going to get confusing this end, I can tell. We might have to break out the telestrator. It's even got a name now. It's not just called arrows anymore.
Alright. So
we have an affiliation with the 12th End Sports Network, which is a group in America that provide us all the graphics you see on screen.
that's not a bad effort there. Makes it awkward for Tom now.
I think awkward is a bit of an understatement. Plenty of stones to go, so there's still a bailout option. Well, he's sitting short. And he's not got a hammer. So, yeah. We'll stick a guard on, boys. Over to you.
I don't think he's got any option here, David, but guard it up.
No, there's not a lot else on, is there? I'm looking forward to the first hard shot at this end. It's going to be it's going to be a lot of stones moving about. It's a pretty good guard.
I think we might see a... Yeah, I thought it might be. And if he gets this perfect, I think he could be lying quite a few shots. Just about straight back, I would think would be the...
Just about, it is, it's just about on the nose. Catch that red, catch the blue, sorry, at his brush, probably 3/4 or above. The red's going to disappear. It should
The shooter
should pull it well, the red clear of the back blue.
I'm like 2 good shots.
I'll caveat with that, with the angles aren't my forte. It's ominously quiet. Well, this is going to change the end. Just overthrew that a wee touch.
Just shows you how an end can change quite quickly. David, just one good stone. So I think Bruce is wanting clearance at the front of the circles, give himself a bit of room.
How many do you think? Well, you could maybe get 3 out of the 4 reds. Did I say 3 or 4?
I think that's definitely well worth a rerun. Again, the end changes quite
Here
quickly,
it
just with
comes.
one good stone.
Boom, boom, boom. Away they go. It's got blue frozen to the red there as well. And
I think you'll see Tom just have a...
so we'll see a few more stones disappear here.
Yes, I think the blues at the front of the house will be disappearing here.
So might just look for the 2 and then just sit his own shooter there.
Tom doesn't have the hammer here, so I'll be trying to get rid of as many of these blues as possible.
So you see how they're lying before the stone comes. Yeah, that's a good shot.
Good shot there from Tom Brewster.
I think we might see Bruce just hit this, lose both reds out of there.
After the seconds play, there's about 7 or 8 stones in play now. We're down to 3, and I think they'll be going. Some more will be going at this with this stone.
The possibility of a blank is not dead, is it?
In fact, there's a possibility all 3 lying in the house could go in, and also the played stone.
Yep, there is indeed.
Maybe trying to get this just slightly in the inside, David, just to keep his own blue stone. It's sitting in there between the 2 reds and roll over himself.
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to roll to the... I think as long as the 2 reds goes, he'll be reasonably happy. He's actually squirted the red in behind the corner.
Transfer.
So we'll be looking to get rid of these blues, but he is lying short. We'll be looking to force the 1 here. The 4 foot's pretty open, so I think it's unlikely he'll be going for the steal.
You can get the 2 blues here and roll over onto the centre line and lie 2 shots.
Yeah, the risk being if you miss the back 1 and don't roll into the right place, you're going to be giving away a 2. So I think the first call will be not to lose a 2.
I make sure you get rid of 2 blues and
Yep, make sure you're forcing the 1.
there's other options to guard his shot in the house, as Tom seems to be having a wee look at now. But again, if this just over curls slightly, he could lose 3. No. Back to the original choice. Tom Brewster's last stone at the 3rd end.
On it straight.
So
Just a wee tap back weight.
just 3 quarters of the stone, David, on the inside.
Yeah, anywhere on the inside really. Only needs to move it, not a stone and a bit. So I imagine we'll see a kind of back 4, back 8, maybe even back 12 weight, just to make sure the red goes.
It's giving him a bit of a good foot of ice, so he's not going to be too heavy here. Obviously try to keep the played stone in play and get his 2. Sweeper's called on, so it must be fairly good.
I think this is swinging too much, Kenny.
This could swing past.
It swung too much.
So, a mistake there from Bruce Mowat, and Tom Brewster steals one at the third end and ties the game up at 2 shots each after 3 ends. So the first 2 stones being played at the 4th end. Bruce Mowat's got a corner guard on, and Hammy McMillan's first stones just come in and sit on top of the 4 foot. And his second stone is similar, just sitting biting the 12 foot. So
Just been trying to recruit another commentator, Kenny.
were you successful?
In short, no. Apparently too good a night out last night, I think. Somebody must have been at the karaoke and says his voice is too hoarse.
Take it that was one of the beaten quarterfinals you might have been trying to get a hold of.
That may well have been.
Have they got a cash flow problem this morning?
Well, going by the state of their voice, probably not last night, so...
Bruce Mowitt's lead. Angus Dowell playing his second stone here. Let's try to come round behind his own corner guard. Bruce Mowitt's been playing had a 5-man team down here this weekend, and Gregor Cannon, who's playing second in this game, didn't play the game this morning. Bobby Lammy has dropped out this afternoon and let Gregor Cannon come in and play 2. I think they operate with a 5-man team during the Scottish season.
It is. It must be. The boys know what they're doing. It must be a wee bit tricky, kind of winning the semi-final, and certainly Bobby played very well this morning as well. But presumably all very much pre-arranged as to who plays where.
I think it's just the front end they're changing. I think the skip and sub-skip are staying the same every game, and they're just interchanging the front end of the team, just freshen things up a bit. That's where the hard work's done, the sweeping, etc.
Hard work is done on every team, is it not? Front end.
Yes.
Just make the back end look good.
So Bruce asking his second player, Gregor Cannon, here. Double takeout. My apologies, I don't think it was a double takeout. I think it's a guard. Corner guard again.
Yeah, it is. Obviously, that kind of caught me out as well. I thought they'd just be looking to tidy up a bit. Dick, after losing the last end, just keep a nice simple one.
Tom Brewster's second. Ross Patterson clears the blue stone out of the house, and he now lies 2. And I'm not just certain again. We said it was a clear out the last time, but I think it possibly will be this time.
Yep, nothing else in the house, so take it away.
Just 100%, but it has cleared the 2 stones out of the centre of the house. I think we're quite lucky now, David. The final's on at the far end of the lounge. Most people are standing up in the bar area, not maybe using the bar as much as they were last night, but
I don't know, there's plenty of bottles of water being sold, I think.
It's a bit quieter down our end of the room now.
It's a bit better temperature than last night as well.
Sunday, the heaters don't work on a Sunday.
Yeah, certainly if you're in the Dumfries area, still time to come in and watch this one. Although, to be fair, given the weather, you may just want to sit and watch it on the internet. You can always mute us if you find us irritating. Surely not.
In fact, just phone in and then we can just put it onto silent and let you watch the pictures.
Queue a barrage of phone calls, yeah.
That's how I switch my phone off.
I like your thinking.
So, Bruce Mowitt just trying to follow that stone of.
Yeah, slip back tee, so a wee chance here to make something of the end now.
slightly wide and heavy.
I think it's just the weight that's held it there. It'll be interesting to see what Brewster does now. Both stones lying back tee. Quite difficult to get a freeze on that blue though, is it?
It'd be tight by either guard.
You need to be pretty tight to the blue, I think. So, yep, hit and roll behind the blue as an option. Might just be too far behind the tee as well for a good freeze. So,
Yeah, there would be room for Team Out to get in.
yep, was happy to say before we played it, he was happy with nose. So, Mowat gets another chance to freeze that.
He's coming just back round weight. Perhaps maybe flop over on top of the other red.
I think in the other final, Lauren Gray 3-1 up. Kenny after 3, was that right?
That's correct, yes. 3-1 up, playing the fourth.
Good. Glad we got that one right. This looks a better line, but still maybe a wee touch on the heavier side. It'll do the job though.
It's not going to be easy to get that blue out of there now.
No, it ain't going anywhere, is it? It's incredible, isn't it? I mean, 5 years ago, a game against the top teams would have just been hit after hit after hit. It's now just so aggressive.
I suppose now it does slightly help the fact that the lead stones can't be hit.
Yes.
If they're out the house, shut the house.
But I think even with that, Kenny, just a few years ago, it was still very defensive. I don't know if it's the result of more teams going abroad and playing and seeing different ways of playing, or
Possibly more now in the television as well after the last two Olympics. More a spectator sport.
It's definitely easier to get people interested than just hit after hit. That's pretty good.
A bit of discussion going on here, what they're going to do with Bruce's first stone.
Yeah, remember he has last stone here.
Try to work out how he's going to get two, I think. That's his objective at the moment. I think Tom Brewster does last shot, does he?
I think so, Kenny, yeah. I think so. You know, I'm less convinced, but I think that top red is shot.
I think Bruce's nominated. He's going to go for the hit and roll here and try and get himself over into that nest of 3 reds and a blue, and live shot.
So an alternative camera. It's bouncing a bit today.
The wind outside, perhaps.
It's the air. It's actually the air circulation in the ice hall that causes that. You just need to get a couple of weights on the wires. That'll sort that out. And new camera working for this weekend. And here we go. That was a good effort. Just didn't catch quite enough. So slipped down the house a wee touch.
He might actually be lying short now, Blue.
Yeah, I think he probably is. I suspect he won't be in a second though.
No. And you can make it quite hard for Bruce with his last stone now. This just slightly rolls off. It's just a tee draw, and it's not easy to get a tee draw in there now.
No, there's not a really nice line to follow in there. Depending on where Brewster's stone land, he might actually have to use his own blue on the outside. Now this is struggling, is it? Yeah, that was quite close to the guard.
Yes, well swept there by Hammy McMillan.
Oh, can Bruce do something with this front red? He's looked at it. He thinks he can. Hit as much as he can and bounce everything away.
Near enough on the nose, just slight to the right hand side of the nose as we're looking at it from here.
Yeah, closer it gets to the nose, the better. Quick flick through the bar there. See the trophies ready for presentation later on. Shooters rolling.
1 red.
That's
So
a
Tom Brewster steals again to go 3-2 up after 4 ends.
That's quite a turnaround in this game, Kenny.
Yes.
That is a surprising score after 4 ends, I would say, given the way the team started. So full credit to Tom Brewster's team there.
Tom has played well the last 2 or 3 ends. Didn't go off to the best of starts, but since then the team have settled down. Playing well now.
Exactly. Very good of the teams to stand either side of the logo there as well. The CCT here at Dumfries, sponsored by Lely. Very, very good to have them on board for this competition. They've certainly helped us build the prize pot to attract better teams, and I suppose that's the aim for the next few years, is just to try and carry on building that prize pot, build more teams in, and hopefully it kind of self-builds at that point.
Try and get you an update in the ladies' final score, David.
Yeah, can you see that from there, Kenny? You've got all the good views in this place.
I can see the scoreboard. I think it may just have played the last stone at the 4th end.
Okay, so it's 3-1 Grey after 3. So I'll let you know if that changes.
Might be too slow.
First stone at the 5th end. Looking for a centre line guard, tight up to the rings. And they've not got a centre line guard, they've got one in the front rings. I think that still might be completely ignored. Might not be fully in, so I might see that tapped off for the next stone to leave the guard sitting out front. I see that if it is hit on the nose, that's the shooter's going to be in the house. Irrespective of that, that's the corner guard on from Mowat. Put centre line guard on, tight again. Means he won't be able to touch the one in the house. An update from the ladies' final. It's now 3-2 to Grey. Lost a 1 in the fourth end. So Grey 3-2 up with Hammer in the fifth. It's good stone there, tidies up. And the one in the house does leave the corner guard though.
What's Bruce Mount calling here, David?
I think he's looking to come in behind the corner guard.
Through the gap.
Through the gap.
That's what I thought it was, but just wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah, nothing worse than criticising a bad shot when it's actually nailed exactly what he's played.
It's looking
pretty high, sweeping to try and push it across. Could really do with that bite in, and it isn't.
No, Tom indicating quite clearly that the blue stone's not in the house. Quite a good crowd in this afternoon. David away up at the far end. Quite a few of the teams in watching. I see the Dutch watching. Van Dorp's team are in.
Yeah, I've just tried to get out the door at the far end, just between ends there, and it was it's easier said than done, to be fair. That's wrestle our way through.
That's what happens when you have the finals at the other end. Quite a few folks standing out in the corridor as well, probably watching it through the windows.
Yep, there was indeed.
And there's actually some people actually braving the cold weather out sitting in the arena.
Yeah, there is. You can see them through the windows, some hardy souls.
Tom Bruce asking his second player, Ross Patterson, to come round about, but he's slightly short of weight there.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's left the double there as well.
And that blue will split. It's sitting just short of the house. Just slightly on the inside, just where the brush is. That's where he wants to hit. So there you are. Both reds disappear out of play. And Bruce Mowat lies one shot.
Yeah, suspect we'll see that blue disappear fairly quickly.
It's going to be very hard to get hidden here. It'll just be a case of hit the blue stone. Try and play a clean end.
I'm just speaking off mic there about brushing entirely the opposite way that we've been used to for the past however many years we've all been curling. I'm sure these guys know what they're doing. But your team going to start doing that as seniors, Kenny?
No,
David Hardy going to have you?
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
Switching.
We have a hard enough job just brushing the stones. We hardly want to confuse ourselves with brushing one side and brushing the other side.
I've got this brilliant image of somebody shouting for somebody to sweep and somebody shouting back no, and two people standing in the middle just looking confused. It's a good wee split there.
Good split there from Bruce Howitt's team. So Tom asking, I think, Glenn to hit back the red stone at the front of the house.
Yeah, I have to admit, the start of this weekend I turned up with a brush that I bought a year ago that's apparently now illegal.
Oh, but I hope you didn't play with it this weekend.
I didn't. Not that I've been in a huff about it for the whole weekend.
So if you maybe had played with it, David, do you think you might have beat Tom Brewster on Friday night?
Not really, because I don't think it makes much difference. I'm sure it does at the top level, but
I think
because of the qualification system and points and everything else, then it's a bit of a grey area whether this competition is part of the a wider event. So yeah,
I think it's been you're not allowed now to play in any of the Scottish events with it either, that you can qualify to go through to a championship.
Exactly, and we know it's not aimed at likes of myself. I'm by no means a power sweeper, but obviously if I play with it, then lets other teams in the same competition play with it, and yeah, it does seem a bit harsh on that particular manufacturer, though, I would say. But we'll maybe not go into that. So I'm getting a lawsuit next.
So.
We'll not name them, but there was a team on the final session of the mains last night that the brushes were making a noticeably different noise, but they were beaten, they were out anyway, so it didn't make a difference.
So that was Team Dumfries, was it?
We were still in it at that point.
Or Dumfries All Stars, as you've been going on.
Yeah,
all weekend.
I don't think we gave ourselves that name, to be fair. I think they acquired that name last year when Graham Sloan, Jamie Kirk and a couple of juniors. I think Stuart Henderson, actually, he's not a junior, was playing and beat David Murdoch last year.
So
we thought we'd better not beat too many teams this year in case they don't come back, so let them off the hook.
Graham is the main organiser, so you don't want to be chasing teams away.
No, exactly. No, Graham found time to play 3 games, organise a competition, organise all the transport, did a bit of the ice prep, in fact done quite a lot of the ice prep, helped the umpires.
It's very busy at the moment trying to arrange transport for all the teams back to the various airports tomorrow morning, or even actually some of them are already away, so just as well they didn't make the latter stages.
I think he's just about got that transport sorted now, is he?
He seems to be getting the lounge arranged now for the presentation, so he's maybe give that job to somebody else at the moment, or he's just, as I said, getting organised for the presentation and the sponsors coming in.
Brewster got a chance of a hit and roll here to avoid losing the 2. Yeah, Graham's got through a fair bit of work. We've also had a lot of volunteers in this weekend. Too many to name individually. Doing everything from the bar to providing food, to washing dishes, to helping with the ice, to helping the umpires, keeping the live scores, the live streaming running, providing transport, accommodation in some cases.
But I think the main thanks should go to Scott Henderson for giving us championship ice down here today.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the 3 days actually for the competition. I haven't heard many complaints about the ice, which is always a good thing. Yeah,
you don't tend to hear the praise. It's always the bad comments you hear. So I haven't heard any of that so far. I certainly haven't. Anyway,
there's maybe 1 or 2 wee things on the Friday, but I think since then Scott's got on top of everything and it's produced really good ice.
Yeah, he'd only had it for 36 hours on the Friday morning, so just little tweaks here and there, and he's got it running really well.
It's just normal. The winning team always says the ice is good, and if you get beat, you blame the ice.
Yeah, you never ask the losing team how the ice has been. Oh, well, there was a wee straight bit.
Or a wee run back there and a wee run back there.
Stone number 7 wasn't running properly. We've all said it, haven't we?
Well, you did see Hammy McMillan looking at his wee notebook prior to the start of today's game, the final. Possibly doing some notes on the stones here. But interesting to hear if he has found any faulty ones over the weekend.
Senior team looking to make use of that.
Well, no comment.
No comment.
But we're actually up at Forfar in the Scottish Senior Qualifier, so it'll be interesting to see what we get up there. So Bruce Mout hits with his last stone at the 5th end and picks up a 2. Takes a 4-3 lead going into the 6th end. early stages of the sixth end. A blue stone lying just behind the button, and some couple of guards out front, and also a corner guard. So Bruce Mowat, I think, trying to come through the gap and line top of his own stone.
Plenty of people in watching now, Kenny.
And
if we say something like none of them realise they're on camera and see how many feet people turn round.
good news for the Scottish side of curling in the ladies' final. Lauren Gray has picked up a 2 at the fifth end, I think it is. She takes a 5-2 lead over the German team.
That would be a steal, I think, of a 2, was it?
Yes.
Apologies, not a steal. Score's right enough though.
Well, the thing is, it's actually is after 5 ends. The ladies' final, both finals have played 5 ends now.
That I can fix for you. There you go.
That's easy.
That's an easy one.
So, Lauren Gray leads 5-2 and Bruce Mowat leads 4-3, both after 5 ends.
That was somewhat easier than redoing the entire draw, because somebody forgot to tell me we had a third, fourth playoff. We got it sorted though. There was no drama. Not much anyway.
Bruce just be trying to check on that red stone sitting on the centre line. Guard these 2 stones that are in the house. It's quite a strong position here at the sixth end. Tom Brewster has got the hammer. Well swept to the team out's front end. So I think Tom will be wanting some stones cleared off the front. Give him a chance to get in. That didn't really help David a lot. He's still left a centre line guard.
Not a lot changed, no.
It's perhaps slightly worse now, because Tom would be able to, at one stage, be able to draw in this hand that Bruce is asking now to try and draw the shot. But if Bruce puts on the guard here, he's in quite a bit of bother.
Yeah, the only benefit is it'll be red stones coming back in the house now, of course.
Well, unless this one comes 3/4 round and stops the straight back.
Yeah, which is looking pretty good to do if it's got the legs. It's just sitting down a wee touch though. Well swept. I think that has done enough.
The boys did a good job there.
Red over the top of the blue, sends the blue somewhere into the house though. There's nothing safe in this game.
The only good thing he has here, probably, if he does hit the back red, his own stone, the stone played, will roll out of play.
Will be going, exactly. So you play red over the top of the blue, send the blue back into the house, spin both guards, roll your shooter out, dust your shoulder off, and well done. wee bit skinny and just about put that red into the house. Long guard. Long to halfway called for.
I've said this quite a lot in the last couple of days. Blues are in a strong position at the moment, but just one stone can change the whole end. But Bruce Mout asking again for his third player. Duncan Menzies to put a guard on.
Yeah, it's hard to know who the momentum's with in this game at the moment.
That's just slightly over curled. Is the gap wide enough for Glenn Muirhead to come through? I think he's been.
I'll take that as a rhetorical question because I couldn't see, but oh, that's tight.
Tom's asked Glenn to come up, so I suppose it is a very important part of the game.
I think it
Stage
might
of the
there.
game.
It might just be there.
Doesn't really have a lot else on, apart from driving the red stone back. What happened there? Applause elsewhere, so not in the game we're actually watching at present, but there was applause there. A good stone somewhere.
Looked like a freeze from here. Just absolutely nailed.
So they must think the gap is wide enough here, so they're trying to come through. With that angle, it does look wide enough, David.
Looks wide enough, but it doesn't look wide though, does it?
Not look very wide from the faraway end anyway.
It's close. Ah, good brick. Takes them both, spins them all out.
The applause is for our game now. That was a great shot there from Glenn Muirhead. Doesn't look very wide from this end, it look even worse from the far away end.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, give credit when it's due. Good stone by Glenn Muirhead. Got his team out of a bit of bother there.
Yeah, got a good one here. They might be right back in it though. A wee touch heavy though.
Slightly heavy.
It's going to the back 8, back 12.
So Tom will try to do likewise, but not just quite come as far back as we want to sit in front of the tee line here.
Yeah, no need for him to go for the gap again. Chuck one in.
Oh, there's a good finish at the end here, David, so he could put this right
Top 4.
right on the button. Obviously I want to be in front of top 4 so that it forces.
Yeah, the thing
Bruce.
is, if he gets buried top 4, then Mowatt's going to struggle to get the weight to shift it. If he's fully button, then there's that wee bit more room to shift it at weight. So,
And they're not wanting to be behind tee line either, so that Bruce can't come to the face of it.
top 4 is fine, even borderline top 8. Gives him a few options.
There will be a draw possibly around that outside red on the other side as well. To
Yep.
4, not
Yep.
maybe to the.
So for that reason, top 4. fully buried top four is sitting quite nice for a 2.
I can hear Tom there shouting T-line. Line looks not bad, but the weight's maybe just a wee bit.
Just got a wee bit quicker out there perhaps, both skips similar weight.
Maybe slightly out in the further out in the, you do see that at times getting a wee bit faster out the wings, then coming out the centre ice.
Yeah, just exactly that. Well, as I say, all weekend the weight's been pretty consistent. Big shot for Bruce Mount here. If he can get a good one in here, he's looking good to either steal or force. I think either result, he's then got good control of the game. This looks a wee touch high though. Similar weight again.
I'm thinking you'd think Tom might come through the hole.
Just he looked at it, didn't he?
He kind of gave a wee indication there. I think he's just going to follow that round.
It's just too risky, I think. Glenn's still looking at it though.
No. I think if you were in need of a shot, I think he just
1-0 down. Obviously, you play it, but it doesn't. A couple ends to go.
I'll not want to go 2 down with 2 ends to go.
I'm not actually sure, because of the weight you'd have to play it to keep it straight. It just may not be on.
No, he might roll out himself.
Yeah. So the last stone's on its way. Sweepers seem to be quite comfortable with it.
He's not trying to bump this back on the inside, is he?
Might be looking at it. I don't think so.
No, it's just drawing the shot. So Tom Brewster picks up 1 at the end of the 6th end, and that's the scores all square again, 4 all after 6 ends, and the hammer returns back to Bruce Mowat.
Pick out any faces there, Kenny? Well, maybe better not. You can see Santa, Kenny. View all the way across, and that black curtain is us.
No windows.
With no windows whatsoever.
Back to the game, 7th end. Tom Brewster's team to go first. So Hammy McMillan will be trying to put a centre guard on here.
Centre guard he's going.
Centre, as you said, David, it's a centre guard, but it's maybe just slightly too far back. I think if you come round that, you'll swing out either side.
No, I think you could play just a bit of barrier weight and still get a stone that's behind that. So another guard in play after the attempted tick shot missed.
It's possibly a better centre line guard there from Hammy.
Yep, double guard now. All of a sudden the long guard doesn't look so bad. And Bruce bringing this one right round. Doesn't want to be short with it though. It's not bad. Bring it top 4. Get round there first. I think we'll probably see a corner freeze.
Seems to be a bit more curl now as well.
It's good swing, isn't there? I mean, it's. I think historically we've struggled a wee bit with the ice on late Saturday, early Sunday. Just kind of got straighter as the weekend went on. We've certainly not had that problem.
Completely different, I think, this weekend, David. Really, cause it's a wee bit straighter on the Friday, and it's started. The swings came back in on Saturday, and we're getting good swing today.
Yeah, exactly. And given the the weather conditions down here in Dumfries is basically pelting it down at about 12-14 degrees. It's quite nice and toasty outside.
Well, when I was travelling home last night, anyway, it was monsoon weather, a lot of rain, as you said down here.
It was. It wasn't the most pleasant journey home at the back of midnight last night, I have to admit.
Perhaps it was actually worse this morning coming back in, just after 8. There was more rain, more water lying on the roads.
I have to travel across some country roads to get home, and quite a few country roads, and it's not necessarily the water line on the road that's the problem. It's the potholes underneath the water.
You don't see the potholes just quite so quick,
or at all in some cases. You have to kind of go by memory. Removes a couple of guards but leaves the shooter.
So Tom being very asking his second player here, Ross Patterson, to come right round behind the blue and Ryan lying the button.
Stick it on the pot lid.
Big call as early as this in the game, but I think he's trying to steal at the 7th end.
I think he'll be trying to force the one, Kenny, in the
Aye,
ideal world.
And get the hammer up the last.
Yep.
Only one down. This looks good line, just depends on his weight. That's just exactly where I think Tom asked him to put the stone.
There's a wee dance there anyway, so.
It's the brush up again, was it?
Yeah, it was.
So, no, good stone there from Ross Patterson.
His line shot, we think.
I think the blue looks to be not just quite fully in the 4 foot. So Bruce looking to clean up the front, clear away all the guards. Doesn't want to get Tom Brewster take a deep breath there. I think he thought his own stone was disappearing there, but the stone coming forward just took a wee touch on the blue, sitting at the front of the 4 foot.
Breathe in.
Or just the faintest of touches, and it managed to deflect it out by it. The only thing this is looking at now is that Bruce might be able to blank the end and keep the hammer up the 8th.
Yeah, which is what Tom will be trying to avoid.
would you do here, David?
Try to force. I mean, I think the two options they're looking at is either sticking a guard up or hitting and rolling to the wing. Problem is, if you hit and roll to the wing, if you roll out, that's pretty much the end over, and we're looking at a blank.
I think stick up a guard at front of the 12 foot.
Yeah, I think it's either a
long
the other
guard.
option he was looking at was a corner freeze on the blue. I think we end up back in the same kind of situation then.
Sorry, I'm just looking for some.
I've no idea who that was.
Did look to see if maybe perhaps I think he had the Fries and Galway
Who's
Council on
on the
his.
jacket? Yeah, that's not so bad. Where were we? Yeah, they were looking at a freeze and they're looking at a guard. And I suspect the downside to the guard, if they play the guard and they can still see a bit of the blue, Bruce taps the blue and all of a sudden they're in a bit of a problem. Yeah, Glenn standing pretty much where they'd want to roll to. So they'd want to either be where Tom's brush is or right out on the 12 foot so they don't leave any doubles. Or put a guard where Glenn's brush is now. So that was Tom's brush, in fact. Head's chopped off by the scoreboard there. I'll spin it round, Kenny, after I sat on the fence for about 2 minutes there. What would you do?
Check the quarters on the blue.
I think so.
I think hitting the wee roll, as you said, David, he could roll out and then the end is killed off.
Because you're looking to roll to the 12 foot. I mean, he's discussed rolling to the top of the 8 foot, which is a wee bit safer, but rolling to the 12 foot, yeah, and let's face it, these guys are very capable of it, and that's what they've gone for. But they'll want to keep this high. And just took the brushes off there for a second. And they would have liked that to roll another 6 inches to a foot. So Bruce with a chance just to take a straight back double. You want the camera on? And lifts the double, and I think we're heading straight to a blank now, barring a mistake. So very much advantage to Bruce Mowat now.
Yes. Good thing to that, David, is that we might not get an extra end now, like we did last night at Kenny, well after 11 o'clock at night.
If we're still here at 11, Kenny, there's something gone seriously wrong.
Yeah, as we said last night, there can only be one extra end.
Yeah.
So that kind of restricts. I take it that rule still sticks for the
It
final.
does, yeah. It's one extra end, and if that extra end is blanked, then whoever has hammer has lost the game. So you have to score with hammer in the extra. And we did that. That rule's in just for timekeeping reasons alone. I think when we sat and discussed it, I think that the argument was, well, could we not just have a draw shot after one? But I think that's the two rules. And that's, certainly from an organisation point of view, it's one of the hardest areas to get right is time management of these games, because we don't have the facility to put time clocks on every game.
No, but to be fair to all teams this weekend, we have moved along very quickly, and every game has started on time, if not 5 minutes earlier.
They have. It was just really the quarterfinals last night were maybe a little slow, but to be honest, they were good games, and there was no time pressure on them in terms of games after them. So.
stones disappearing here. I think it'll just be one hit and then another hit.
Yep, nice clean end. Keep the sponsors' logos in view. That's very good of the teams. Both sponsors' logos in view there. There's Lely on the right hand side, the event's main sponsor.
You're filming the other side, David.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to say very much more than that. You can though, Kenny.
Roll out there from Bruce White. So Tom Brewster's last stone here at the 7th end, just a draw to the house. Try and make it as upward as possible for Bruce. So now we're down to the last stones at the 7th end. Tom Brewster playing first, trying to put one out the 12 foot and make it awkward for Bruce to get to, and hopefully he gets a wee mistake. But the way the teams have been playing here all weekend, I don't anticipate many mistakes.
Yeah, they'll be trying to find a piece of ice that they think's a wee bit awkward.
Main thing was he was in the house, and at least it forces, or he makes Bruce Mount play a stone.
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. You never know, you might get a wee nose hit or something like that, but unlikely. But you've got to be in a position to take advantage of it, so stone's in the right place.
So the last stone here at the 7th end. Which has been a very tight game. I think we could be Peels playing the last unless there's a mistake here with Bruce's last stone.
No mistake.
So we have a blank end, and we go into the last end. All scores been tied, 4-all. We quickly move to the ladies' final. Lauren Gray does have the last stone. I don't know whether this is her first stone or second stone, but she's lying 2 against.
Yeah, she's playing blue stones, isn't she? So.
She'll be doing really well to get shot out of this. I think it'll be a case of
damage limitation.
Yes, draw for second shot would be her. She draws for second shot, she'll be in quite a strong position if she gets half onto that yellow.
I tell you what though, she made a draw in the semi-final to get to the final, which wasn't dissimilar to that to actually get shot. So,
and the sweepers did very well with that to get by the guard.
They're on this all the way. Hopefully for her sake she's nowhere near that top yellow.
I think she's getting closer to that yellow all the time. No, it's...
Sweepers have held it. Have they? Have they? Just. And it rolls.
Yes, good last stone there. She loses one, but tie the scores up in that game as well going down the last end. Or is Lauren Gray still 1 up?
I think she's still 1 up, Kenny. I'm pretty sure she's still 1 up.
Move back to the game we're covering. But we'll keep an eye on the ladies' final.
Tick shot.
I would have thought so. It must be very close. Good stone from Angus Dowell.
Yep, that's absolutely fine. Clears the centre line. Clears most of the 8 foot.
Got the scores for the lead, so it's at 5-4. Turn up the screen there. Both finals very tight. Lauren Gray leading 5-4 after 7, and the men's final tied at 4-all, also after 7. And Hamilton McMillan puts on a centre line guard. I think we might see the tip shot again. And when you Curling, you can't hit the lead stones out of play. They've got to remain in play unless they're in the house. If any shot the house can't be removed until after 4 stones, 2 from each side.
Close again. Doesn't get as big a contact this time. So that is still giving a bit of problems on the 4 foot.
As we know, David, Tom's a master at trying to steal at the last end. He's been in the game long enough.
Yeah, you're right.
Used to play quite a lot against him when he was down in Lockerbie area. Now up at Aberdeen, Iceman up at Aberdeen Ice Rink.
Yeah, certainly not out of it yet. And there's plenty of stones out front now.
Still, Bruce Mout's in quite a strong position, but Tom's got his first objective was to get as many stones out front as possible early on in the end. Well, Ross Patterson just draws to the front of the 8 foot, but Bruce not interested in it, try and get the guards off. The way it's lying, he possibly could raise it onto the one that's sitting in the house, and he'll also roll out a play himself.
Yeah, primary objective though, just get rid of the guard. If the rest happens, it happens. It's close.
No.
Not quite.
So Tom, I think, nominates to put the guard back in play. That just didn't quite curl enough, David. There's an opportunity here for Bruce's team to take all 3 guards off.
I don't think it's too far away actually, is it? We've just got to watch they don't spring one into the house, but even if they do that, it's not an absolute disaster.
But the main objective is to get the one off the centre line.
Yeah,
the 2 on the outside are hardly likely to come into play.
Exactly. Nearly got his own blue into the house there, which would have been a nice wee bonus.
But so I think all we're going to see here is Tom Brewster's rink guarding up the centre line, looking for a mistake.
Yeah, I suspect they'll want to get their shot closer to the button at some stage, but they're really relying on a mistake of some kind now.
So again, Bruce asked. Is it his third player this time? Are we down to Duncan Menzies at the playing the shot, or is it still Gregor Cannon?
We'll find out. I've got it down to him, but we'll. I've got a funny feeling there might be another 2 stones.
So
Leaves the centre.
slight wee mistake there.
And here's Tom's chance to get that one.
Yeah. Thing is, I think it's possibly just a wee bit too long. Might be his problem.
Yeah, I just wonder if he'll actually get a better opportunity though. Definitely coming round it.
I think this is Glenn Muirhead's first stone.
We've got the graphics right then. Corrected. Yeah, both finals running pretty close together.
It's just
I think the men's will be finished just slightly in front of the ladies, so we'll keep an eye on that. Straight to the guard.
You could even take a red away here at the same time. You could take that outside red away.
Yeah.
He would roll off.
Could get a few stones with this one. Just again make sure the centre guard.
I think you perhaps are right.
I think I was.
Yes, it's Tom Brewster to play.
I'm going to get an even earlier finish.
So Tom line 2 shots at the moment, but perhaps not close enough yet. Let's just maybe put a guard on the front of the 12 foot.
I think so.
So here we are, Tom Brewster's first stone at the last end.
Pretty good.
I was getting a wee bit worried there when I seen Glenn Muirhead making quite frantically out the front, David. I thought it had been a pick-up, and the last thing you want in a final is pick up with your last few stones.
No, pretty fine with that. I wonder how many you can get with this. You can certainly get 2, and if it plays it right, it'll be going very close to that back one. Very close to it. I think he will be looking to get rid of the 2 this time though. Just free up both handles. Close. Ooh, just underneath it.
Just where do you put this one? Sit right on the centre line? Or
I think you just put it in exactly the same place. I think you want to be just left the centre line. Yep.
forcing them a wee bit wider with the drawing. See what happens.
That's roughly where option one was. I think they briefly looked at the second option of somewhere about there.
Not in the back of Glenn Muirhead's jacket, I don't think.
No. And just kind of show him half the stone, quarter of the stone, something like that.
But he's got to watch that. If they did that and went too far, Bruce would have the easy draw then to the back red.
Well, that's you'd have to be biting the. You'd have to be far enough sticking out that you were going to be shot if you did that. So
I would say just biting the 4 foot here would be perfect. Just touching, so that if he did hit the bat when he wasn't going to be shot, and making it as hard as possible to get in on the draw shot, because he's got that wide red as well, which might force him in slightly.
So you're thinking somewhere about there, Kenny?
Aye, I would have. We're soon going to find out anyway, because the stone's away.
It's a nice weight. Really good. Perfect.
Right.
It's on the nose double for the win.
Good shot there by Tom Brewster. I think, to be fair to Tom, I think he's did everything he could at this end. Try and steal one. So Bruce Mowatt's last stone, 8th end, double takeout to win the championship. And he's got to lie as well, David, because there is a red.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can't afford to roll out here.
So he just wants it slightly off centre.
We're certainly going to get a winner here. He's looking at it.
Tom's quite happy.
Thinks it's good, I think. I think they all like it. Oh, he's just done enough.
He's just done enough. So there you are, folks. The winners of the CCT men's event here at Dumfries Ice Bowl is Team Mowat, Bruce Mowat, Duncan Menzies, Gregor Cannon, Angus Dowell, and 5th player for this match, Bobby Lammy. So congratulations to them. And very unlucky there for Tom Brewster. It was just, his shot just rolled out just too far. But no, they played really well. Tom Brewster, Glenn Muirhead, Ross Patterson and Hammy Macmillan are runners up here at Dumfries. So as you can see in the pictures, we've quickly moved to the ladies final. We've no idea how many stones are to come, but we know Lauren Gray is not playing yellow stones.
Yeah, Lauren Gray playing blue stones, 1 up with hammer. So it looks pretty good at the minute. I would suggest we're on skip stones though. Just by the players at the back of the rink. And I'm pretty sure that's Lauren Gray playing the stone just now.
I would go as far to say this could be the last stone.
In which case, brilliant timing. Rolls in, it is indeed, Kenny. So Lauren Gray wins the ladies CCT event here in Dumfries.
Lauren and her team of Jennifer Dodds, Vicky Wright and Mary Baird, the winners here, as you said, David. They win it by 2 shots, is that right?
2 shots in the end, that'll be, yep, exactly
so
that.
Congratulations to both teams, and thanks to our sponsors, Lely, for sponsoring the main event.
Yep, and that pretty much brings us to a close. So thank you, Kenny. Thank you very much for joining us doing the games over the weekend, and also thank you to John Graham doing a few games as well.
No problem, David, and hopefully we'll see back some curling here back at Dumfries sometime in the new year.
Yep, we'll cover something at some stage. Junior International at April, if nothing else. So
okay,
definitely be something.